Natalie, this gets to the heart of the infiltration into our nation among our elites. I want you to take it. Tell me about this guy. Tell me about the Carnegie Institute for Peace that's right there in Washington, D.C., one of the biggest, most prestigious think tanks, and their relationship, ma'am, to the Chinese Communist Party.
Sure. So this article, it's titled "The Fevered Anti-China Attitude in Washington is Going to Backfire." Even though the byline says it's by John Bateman, it very well could have been authored by the Chinese Communist Party, because the talking points that run through it really are straight from Beijing, some of their Made in China 2025 initiatives calling for the United States and China to maintain close ties in the technological field, but really just more broadly that Americans should not view China as a competitor, but rather a collaborator. And like you said, these are kind of the old tried and tested talking points of the old establishment, whether it's Russia or China, trying to really gaslight the American people to have them perceive their reality as untrue, that the Chinese Communist Party is actually an ally, when in reality it's the largest existential threat to the United States and our way of life. But what's so interesting, and I think why this piece really resonated with so many people, especially those of us who follow Chinese Communist Party infiltration into academia and think tanks and media, is this really is a perfect example of how the Chinese Communist Party really launders their talking points through American figureheads. And I would say really one of the organizations at the railhead of this is the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. And what's so interesting, just keeps this in the back of your mind as I kind of list chapter and verse all the ways this group is tied to the Chinese Communist Party. Our current director of the CIA, Bill Burns, he used to be the president of this think tank. So when you talk about the national security state and how powerful they are over really all aspects of our current political system, this is just another perfect example of how they've really opened the floodgates for Chinese Communist Party infiltration. But this author in particular, a guy by the name of John Bateman, who's a senior fellow in their Technology and International Affairs program, not only has he been listed as authors on several papers published by the Carnegie Institute that have actually been funded explicitly by Chinese Communist Party influence groups, particularly a group known as the China United States Exchange Foundation. This is a group that really leads China's what's called United Front effort, which is a multi-billion-dollar political warfare operation that Chinese elites themselves have called their, quote, magic weapon to advance communism.